So I enrolled, I paid. So for some time, when I was at Ogilvy, when I leave work, I go home, I'm studying. Then I used to get some off days to go and do exams at KU. So I did BCom 1 year. Then I started the second year. But now in the middle of starting that second year, who calls me?
Alovi.
No.
Monali.
Monali tells me, Fakii, it's time.
Monali is the hero of this season too.
So she tells me, but of course you have to go through the process. But there is something. So, and so that you know, it wasn't that she was fixing me.
Yeah.
It's a job that was actually advertised.
Yeah.
But those days they used to do advertising on LinkedIn. So I applied through LinkedIn. I went for an interview at Coca-Cola. Now here's the crazy thing about this interview. When I drove in, who else is driving in for the interview? Alovi. I'm like, wait. Apa, Alovi is good with words. Atanimaliza. So I go in. May I do my interview? But see, we are still boys with Alovi.
Yeah.
So I go in, I do my interview, I finish. And there's something I was told at the interview, I'll come back to it. When I left the interview, I didn't leave immediately. I waited for Alovi. Alovi went in, he did his interview, he finished. So when he came out, I think he also had the same fear when he saw me also coming for the interview. Then it turns out, you know what?
You're applying for different jobs.
No, we are applying for the same jobs, but there are 2 positions.
What?
Yes. So at that very interview, both of us were actually given our offer letters and we actually signed
That
same day. And we were told, you have 1 month to report. And you have to report on a certain day. And I remember it was the Tuesday after Easter Monday of 2015, because on Wednesday or Thursday, we were going on a retreat to Swahili Beach for the company. So we both were told, you have to report on that day. You have a month.
You guys, this is insane.
Hey, let me tell you, we were so happy. We were so happy. And of course, the money was good.
Has it upped again?
Good. Yes, up again.
Bro.
The perks were good. Let me tell you, there are some perks in that job.
No wonder you started your story for I'm walking.
The perks in that job were like, maybe for other people they are normal, but for us were like, you know, like one of the perks is you're shown a figure, then you're told this is your security allowance. And you're like, what's a security allowance? But then you don't ask. Later on you realize that the company assumes where you live, you have a security company that you pay for your day guards and night guards. So there's an allowance there for you.
And if you don't have, you need to move on up.
Now me, I'm living in a place where my service charge is what pays for garbage. So the deal was good. Now,
what was the role?
The role, funny enough, was assets and experiential manager. So it was like Ogilvy, but without the word brand at the front. Because now, of course, the brand is Coca-Cola brands.
Yes.
So assets and experiential manager. But the good thing was, from the very beginning, we had been told, between Alovi and I, the brand assets that this company is strong on, number 1 is football, number 2 is music. One of you does football, one of you does music. But you deal with the same markets, the same people.
And is it Africa-wide again?
Africa-wide again. More markets, because I think we're dealing with 20-something and it even grew to 34 markets. Remember, Airtel was 17 markets.
What?
And
Fuck, you're a don.
And then we actually were sitting in the same cubicle with Alovi.
Oh, this is insane. Wow.
Yeah.
Was Monali as part of the people you reported to?
Yes, Monali was our direct boss.
Wow.
In fact, that interview stroke even signing contract was Monali. So Monali was our boss.
You know, there's so many less. I don't want you to, Fakii, your stories are so rich. And I always think of the young guys who may be watching this, who does not have life experience. Or not, when I say life experience, I mean, let me say work experience. There is such a power in working, pardon my French, but your ass off wherever you are, giving your best, working your hardest, being good with relationships, even when you're making mistakes, being open with those, because you never know where that other person is going.
Yes.
Another person has KPIs.
Yes.
Another person, because of the KPIs they have, they want people who they believe will deliver and trust. You get what I mean?
Yes.
And those are the people who they'll send recommendations and things like that. That, in a sense, is what happened to you guys. You get?
Totally.
At all stages of your life, I'm hearing, I mean, this is when you're at HomeBoyz, this is you. This is what you did for Mike. You get? It's now, it became part of your work culture and your habits and your DNA that it is now bearing fruit at this stage. Because somebody can ask you, how did you get into Coke? You can't just answer that in one word.
Yeah, you can't answer in one word.
It's CTA, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
That's just, it's an amazing story. Okay.
So now,
Coke.
Remember.
Say the date again when you ingia.
I know it was that Tuesday.
That Tuesday of...
I think it was 7th of April. But I know it was that Tuesday after Easter Monday of 2015. So, remember when I was at Ogilvy, my target was Safaricom. And see, now I've told you the way I'd gone for a certain job and I didn't make it because of university degree, so I enrolled into KU.
Yes.
So see, I'm still continuing with KU. Guess what happens? I'm driving out of Safaricom. I'm driving out of Coca-Cola. I'm headed to Ogilvy to resign so that I can join Coca-Cola in 1 month's time, right? As I'm driving, I get a call. Yo, we'd like you to come in to have a talk about this position. Remember, I've just signed a contract like a few minutes ago at Coca-Cola.
Yes.
This is someone telling me. I'm like, so I told them the truth. I've just signed a contract at Coca-Cola. I'm starting in a month's time. I'm actually on my way to my job to resign. Then the person asks me, where are you right now? I said, I'm in Upper Hill, driving out of Coca-Cola office to go to Ogilvy. Then they tell me, I'll call you back in 2 minutes. See me, I'm driving out. I'm heading out of Upper Hill, back to Ogilvy, Lenana Road, to resign.
And this is just after you...
I've just signed my contract to report in a month's time. I've just signed. 2 minutes later, the person calls me, tells me, please come to our office with that Coca-Cola letter. We'll make it better.
You guy. What?
Yeah. So I'm like, Aki, what do I do now? So me, I call the one person who is my, I don't want to call them just my bouncing board, but it's that one person who, of course I consult them for everything, but it's that one person who, when my mind goes haywire, that's a person who can bring it all together. So I call my wife. I tell her the story. So now even her, she can't believe what's happening. Because now she knows all my story. So she can't believe. Yani, she's like, wait, let's start from the top. To the point where I parked my car on the side of the road. Like, let's talk. So I parked my car on the side of the road. By that time, we had reached, what's this called? There's a Total in Hurlingham, hapo kwa roundabout.
Yes.
I went and parked there. So I was supposed to head to Lenana Road.
Yep.
So I parked there. Like, let's figure this out before I get there. You know, because that time, see, I'm headed there, but this person is now telling me, come to our office direct. Don't even go to Ogilvy first. Come with that Coca-Cola letter. So I call my wife. We figure it out. Then in the end, we say, you know what? We are going with Coca-Cola. Simply because as much as that company would have been a good company to work for, and no disrespect at all to them, they are Kenya, and here I've been told
Africa.
30 markets, you know. So
it's not just a chum's decision,
you see,
because they would have given you more money.
Yeah, but by that time I hadn't even been told about the chums. Although at that point, one of the things we told each other with my wife is, I don't think they'll match these chums. Especially because I don't have a university degree. You know what company that was?
No.
Safaricom.
No way. And they would have matched it.
No, I don't think they would have.
They would have matched it just because they'd have seen your offer letter. They had to.
Maybe they would have said, okay, we can't match it.
In fact, the reason why they're telling you, no, they would have matched it. They would have matched it.
I guess we'll never know. But at that point...
No, but I hear you in terms of...
At that point, I was looking at Kenya, Africa. It was a... Yeah.
No, I fully... You see, in fact, I really like... In fact, first of all, this story is insane. This story has 4 different companies. It has Nation Media, offer letter cancelled. Not even offer letter, contract cancelled, back to Ogilvy increases pay. When you're in the mix of this Ogilvy, Coca-Cola come into the mix. And then the one carrot that you wanted, which was Safaricom, come, but they come a second late.
Yeah.
If they had come before,
the other reason that my wife actually gave me, and I agreed totally with her, is look at your life. Look at your life and look at one person who's been constant in your professional life. You've just signed a contract in front of her. You can't go back to her and start telling her, I'm sorry. If anything in your professional life, she knows what's good for you. So at the worst, if you're still thinking about it, call her and ask her for her opinion. But at that point, I couldn't call Monali to ask her, forget the contract I've just signed in front of you. There are these guys calling me, you know. So,
hey, but boss, that is some good problems to have.
So I just called back the lady who called me from Safaricom, and I told her, I'm sorry, I have to decline. Let me just go with this one.
What?
Because you know, by that time, when I enrolled for the degree, I informed Safaricom that Maze Paka have even started degree. You know those ones.
Yes.
Oh, Maze, if it comes up again,
yes.
Muni consider.
Wow. There are too many nuggets in this story that are insane. Okay, but to endelay with, in fact, you know what? Let's stop and have some chicken wings. Let's have some chicken wings. I'll have to Rudy.
Sawa.